D Champ, intellectually stimulating. How you doing? Check this out. There is more and more concern between men and women about their phones. I talk to a lot of people, and one of the concerns with grown and mature people is someone's phone. What's on your phone? Why is your phone on silent? Many other things. You see, if you would not worry about an inanimate object like a cell phone and you concern yourself with the person, pay attention to the person, communicating with the person, then the phone wouldn't matter. Why don't you focus on spending quality time? Quality time does not mean phone. Quality time means time between you and the person. Why is it you always want to see someone's phone? I can explain it to you. You see, when you cheat, there's always something in the back of your mind that says the other person's cheating too. Now, you might not know it, but that guilty conscience that you have, you push it off onto someone else. So, even though they're not cheating, you start looking for evidence. That's your guilt being pushed off on them. And let's be honest, 7 times out of 10, the other person isn't cheating, it's just you. Your guilty conscience. And they happen to be reciprocants of the guilt. The same with phones. You know what you're doing on your phone. You know how you're using your phone. But then you're pushing that guilt off on the other person saying, what's going on your phone? Why is your phone on silent? Yada, yada, yada. You see, with men, if a woman start asking too many questions about a phone, we leave you alone. Because I have much, much more to be concerned about in my life than a cell phone. You see, if a woman pays too much attention to my phone, I'm going to say, sweetie, look, the phone is not important. I'm not unlocking it for you. What I'm going to do is walk away from you and take my phone with me. Why are so many people, adult, mature, grown people, concerned about a phone? How do you know what the other person's doing on their phone? Because you know what you're doing on your phone. It's a guilty conscience. You see, now we're in 2020. We're all adult. We're mature. We have responsibilities to take care of. A phone is a vehicle. A phone is used as a modem of communication. So, if a person hasn't given you a reason to be suspicious, and you haven't given someone else a reason to be suspicious, this is the reason they're doing dirt on their phone. Ladies and gentlemen, now there have been several situations where people do suspicious activity on their phone. I've had women play games with me on with their phones like I'm playing a game. All of a sudden their phone bzzz, once every couple of minutes, like a text message is coming through. Because it is. And I've had more than one woman say that. I'm just playing the game. and they're text messaging someone while they're sitting right next to you. Mm-hmm. Or you send a woman a text message one evening, she responds late that evening or the next day. I've had more than one woman say this to me. I thought I responded to your message. I just saw your message, when you know for a fact women keep their phones with them everywhere they go. They might not always be charged because, let's be honest, a lot of women's phones are like 20 to 50%. They charge them up at night or all throughout the day, but their phones are always with them, fellas. So if a woman responds to you an hour, 2, 3 hours late, it's because she want to. She playing a game with you, player. Come on. There's a lot of dating games being played, and the phone is the culprit. Women know that because they do it. Men play it too. So don't let someone talk to you about your phone. Then let me see your phone. Cut that person off and move on. When women start asking questions about your phone, cut them off and move on. Okay, sweetie. People, there is so much going on in 2020. Pandemic, people losing loved ones, people being hospitalized, COVID protocols, businesses, industries, people losing everything. And you mean the only thing that you're concerned about is a phone? You see, you have to make sure that people are adult and mature. You have to properly vet people, men and women. I'm talking friends, acquaintances, relationships. You have to vet people. And vetting takes time. Vetting takes time. Ladies, let me tell you something about men. Let me use this analogy: stock market. When people invest in the stock market, it is a long term investment. People expect a return on their investment. When men invest in women, what type of investment do we get in return? Uh-huh. You see, sometimes, sometimes certain things are not worth the investment. You see, when you invest in the stock market, before you invest in the stock market, you do your research. You look at the ups and downs, the gains, the returns. If we look at the stock market history over the last 20 years, we can say that during the Democratic presidency, the stock market has suffered and the economy has suffered amazing losses, but during the Republicans, the economy has boomed. If you really want to look at your evidence unbiasedly, from a statistical and a financial point of view, you can simply Google it. Google the trends. But anyway, the point of this is return on investment. Men, when you talk return on investment, you talk feasible, tangible. What have you invested in as far as a woman is concerned, and you've gotten a return on your investment? I'm an investor. I'm a business owner, doing quite well. Fellas, I don't know how many times I've heard men say, hey man, all of a sudden, just out of the blue, my woman asked me to see my phone, man. And then she made me feel bad because I didn't give it to her. And then, quite frankly, she got very ignorant about the fact that I wouldn't give it to her. Ignorant to the point where I don't even want to deal with her anymore. And one guy, well, more than one, but this particular situation I'm talking about, he wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't cheating. He gave his woman his phone, and she gave her his, and all the apps were deleted off of it. It's like it was a basic dry phone. No text messages, nothing. Fellas, let me give you some advice from a man on his purpose. When a grown, mature, supposed to be adult woman start asking about your phone, click the red button and disconnect, man. You see, there is a reason why most men say the 97%, the 95% woman. Because, see, most men live their whole lives looking for that one virtuous woman, and they never find her. Joe Levert died of a broken heart because he could not find love. Do you know how many other men and women have died because of heartbreak? People, there are much, much more serious issues in life to discuss than a phone. And like I said before, when they start talking about, let me see your phone, I hope you've got somebody else in mind because it's time to let them go. D Champ, intellectually stimulating. Have an amazing evening.